we'll gather around, feel the love come down. Blue elephant is strong, together we belong. In every comment. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today we are using this gorgeous into resin cross jar mold. Now I want to try something a little different today. I did it when I did, you guys remember the mixed medium, the kind of oil painting one that I did a while back with the vases and the flowers, and it turned out really pretty. I want to use the technique that I did with the resin in this one, but I want to change the colors up a little bit and see what kind of happens. So for this, I am using Let's Resin's epoxy resin. I put it in my Resiners dual mixer, mixed it up really well. Now I'm just scraping off from the sides and all that and getting it completely mixed up. Okay, so for this, I am going to use, instead of a mica powder or a pigment paste, because I kind of want possibly a transparent-ish kind of look, I'm using Let's Resin's white resin dye. Now, I don't know if I've ever used them before. It's not something that I typically do. I usually either go for the micas, the pigment pastes, or alcohol inks and kind of steer clear of the resin dyes. I don't really have a good reason why. I just do. But for this technique, what I'm going to do is I've got several different colors of metallic alcohol inks, and I'm shaking them up really well. I've got gold. It's like a coppery kind of color. We've got silver, rose gold, and pearl white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the alcohol ink directly on top of this white resin that I have. Okay. Just putting it in. No, not necessarily any particular rhyme, reason as to how I'm putting it in. I'm just dropping it in. And then we're going to pour. And in theory, because I've not done it except for that one time, and it turned out really, really cool, we're going to get some cool designs, hopefully, from the metallic alcohol inks and not mixing them up. So we'll see. Now, this worked really well when I did it in black, but I didn't really want to do a black cross, which is why I'm going with the white. Hindsight, I did it differently this time, aside from colors. I used black pigment paste in the last one, same alcohol inks, but I didn't put nearly as much alcohol ink as I put in this time. And I think that me putting in so much is where I went wrong. Now, it turns out fine. Like, it's not an issue. But do you see how, like, right now you can kind of see the really cool patterns coming up from that alcohol ink? It doesn't necessarily translate. And I think part of it is this right here. I'm just throwing it in, just all kinds, all together, on top of each other. And I think that was where I went wrong. And I'm not going to get the outcome that I want like I did with the other one, because when I did the other one, I just did maybe 3 or 4 drops of each color, poured it over a larger surface, right? Didn't give it the time to mix in together, and I definitely kept those colors pretty much in the same area as I was going down my cup, and I didn't put in quite so much. So I think the fact that I'm putting in so much is why I'm not getting the kind of separation of the colors that I did in the other piece. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. Maybe you'll understand more of what I'm talking about. But do you see how in the lid, like, it looks super, super cool. And I really like it a lot. And that was kind of like the outcome that I was going for. I don't know. Or maybe it just didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to because I didn't use black. Maybe black is the way to go with it. And this color wasn't necessarily it. I don't know. I mean, this is 24 hours later. Like you can see the back of it. It did turn out cool. I just guess I wanted more separation and more of the white showing through and the alcohol ink more as accents in it as opposed to coloring it like it did. Yeah. I think I just used way too much alcohol ink. Anyway, let's demold it and see what we've got going on. All right. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. If I'll hurry up. Okay. So, like, it is pretty. It is pretty. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. It's just not the outcome I was looking for. I'm going to have to play around with this technique a little bit more. And it could be because I didn't use a pigment paste. Maybe the pigment paste makes a difference or, something more of a solid color because that was a transparent white. So it was kind of very skim milkish kind of looking when I did it. And maybe that's why it's not like a stark bright white. Maybe if I had it, like if I had used the pigment paste on it, maybe the colors would have just came out better and not colored it so much. Like this is more of a complete color with it as opposed to just the highlights that I was looking for, the accents. Okay, so now this is another one of those molds like that large diamond um storage mold that the lid goes in upside down, which is very unfortunate, and I really wish they would not do this. I wish that they would do it so that you could put the pretty side up, but that is not how this is made. Now, a couple of you had mentioned magnets on the bottom. I did try, if you saw the episode back around Easter, I tried the box with the hinges and it just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. The magnets I did try on that particular box, and I don't think I have the right ones. I think mine are too big. You would need very strong, thin, like super thin magnets. Otherwise, you're going to have a huge space in between the box and the lid. And when I looked at it with the magnets that I have, it was too much and it looked ridiculous. But what we're going to do is, because I want to make it so that if you want to keep the lid upside down so that the diamond part shows, you can just set it on top, right? It's pretty, it's all of the things right now on its own. But the top of it, if you put it on the way it's supposed to go, is very lackluster right now. So I need to do something so that this box can be used either way. Each way is going to have a pretty, just it'll just be pretty, right? So I decided that I'm going to use one of these really gorgeous UV DTF stickers that is just a bird and a clock and some pretty flowers that I think will go nicely with it. Cut it down to size more so that it's not going to be hanging over because it was a little large for the actual piece itself. Now, I'm gonna be honest, after I put this on, and this one was stupid, by the way. Like, I put it on. First of all, the sticker itself, like the part that you actually keep on there, was wrinkled on in between the bottom that you peel off and the top part that you peel off. It was wrinkled. So I had to be really, really careful. And as I'm putting this down, I'm pulling on the harder side and slowly pressing it down so I don't get that wrinkle in the actual sticker itself. Now, upon taking it off, the plastic just kept ripping. Now, obviously, I cut it down so I don't have all of the excess around the sides like you typically would because I had to cut into the actual image itself. So I struggled getting all of this plastic topping off of it. It was ridiculous. And it did leave me with a sticky surface, almost like if you were using a temporary tattoo on it, which is weird because I typically don't have that issue with them leaving it to where it's sticky. So I don't know. Now, I don't like how I cut it up at the top where those flowers are. I actually hate it. And at first I was gonna, honestly, I thought, okay, well, I can put maybe some rhinestones on it and cover it up, or I can put some uh like the pearls with the flat back so that it's only half. I can put some of those around the outer edge of it. And the more I thought about it and I kind of was playing around and putting them up there, I was hating that too. So I thought, okay, well, you know what? I haven't done glitter with the gloss varnish outline in a long time. Like, it's been a long time since I've done this. So maybe I can do that and I can just outline the outer edge of this with some glitter. So I'm just using some kind of rose gold extra fine glitter with my gloss varnish, mix it up, and I'm just going to go around the outer edge of this. And it kind of just, it takes away the eyesore of the way that I cut it. I mean, can you still see it? Yes, but it's not as visible anymore, if that makes sense. And then I just took a little bit of the glitter and right in the center of the flowers, just put a tiny drop. Well, I just then decided that since I had so much left over and I really didn't want to waste it, and I really wanted the glitter on the bottom part too, just to kind of tie it in a little bit more, that maybe it would look cool if I just took just the tiniest little bit and in between each one of these stones, put just a little bit. So I got my toothpick and that's what I'm going to do right now. Now at this point, I'm going to bounce off. It's only going to take me a minute to do, but I'm going to bounce off and then I'll come back when we are ready for the next step and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I am back. All right, just the last couple touches of this, and I think it looks really cool. I like the way it actually outlines them and just brings them more to life and gives it more dimension than it already has. Now, what I'm going to do is top coat this, and I'm going to do it for a couple reasons. One, I had a lip when I filled it, so I didn't want to necessarily cut it all off, and since I put the UV DTF sticker on there and it's sticky, I need to seal this in so that we don't have that issue. The gloss varnish and glitter shouldn't go anywhere. I've never had a problem with it coming off, but I'm going to do it just to make sure it's all sealed in. It's nice, smooth, and flat. So I just took a little bit of Let's Resin's Fast Cure resin. Now, typically for this, you would use a top coating resin or something like that that is on the thicker side and it is specifically made for this. But I happen to have some left over from another video that I'm working on. So I thought, instead of doing something else with it, it is a thicker resin. It'll work too. So why not just use it for that? So I am just using a little bit and then I'm just taking my scribe and I am pulling it very, very carefully to the edge on top of that glitter. Now, I didn't go through anything to tape up the sides or put glue on them or anything like that, which I probably should have done, but honestly didn't think about it until after I already poured the resin on there. So I am being really, really careful so that I don't have any of it spilling over the top, which is another reason why you want to use a higher viscosity resin for this kind of stuff so that it kind of stays put, it doesn't move as fast, and all of that. All right, so 24 hours later, that part has cured. Now what I want to do is, because I did the gold glitter or the rose gold glitter around those crystals, or diamonds in the bottom part, I want to do it to the top as well so that it all looks like it goes together. So we're just going to do that real quick. Same thing. And then I think because around the edge of the top of this, it's got like little miniature, they almost look like rhinestones, right? And instead of going over it with a paint pen or something like that, which I could do, I'm just going to kind of dot the glitter there as well. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to, just cause, who knows, you know, why not? It'll be fine. It'll be fine, she says. No, really, it will be. Anyway, so I'm just going to finish that up, let this dry, and really that's it. It was a project that I was super excited about at the beginning. Once I did it, wasn't super happy with. Added some stuff to it, wasn't super happy about this, but at the end of the day, because I kept working at it instead of just throwing it away and, you know, coming out with solutions that you may not typically think of, like instead of just going with rhinestones using the glitter turned out honestly a lot better than the rhinestones would. Now I actually have a piece that is quite pretty. But anyway, that is a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you on Saturday in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Blue elephant is strong. Together we belong. In every comment, right? You lift me to new heights. Your support, it's clear, gives me reason to cheer.